Hello guys, let's see how many tune in. Such a hot night. I will do some mortar updates of Amnesty's mod, helping out updating these mortars. Because he's busy with some other stuff. So, by the way, Dr. Pepper, of course. And a little chocolate after 8. Anyway, let's see how many join in. Usually when I'm streaming this late, it's around almost 9 o'clock in the evening in Denmark. Not that many tune in. I guess it's because people in Europe are, I don't know, playing games. Hello, Atmos products, Atmos. Prod, I just called you Prod. Hello, I'm doing fine. I have updated the mortar script for the game. So, hello Sullivan. I was just about to say that not that many are joining typically this late. Because in Europe, I guess people are, I don't know, family time, playing games, I don't know. Asia is off to bed, I guess, and I don't know if Americans are at work, maybe off work, just off work, dinner time, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna work on updating some mortars because I updated the scripts in the game, which means I can change some stuff with the colliders to optimize the mortars, specifically the mortar racks benefit a lot from this. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if it's the new Unity or if it's my mouse that is starting to have issues, but I'm having so many issues right clicking in Unity lately. And it's like it's only in Unity, I don't feel it in other applications. So anyway, so I just recorded a short little tutorial actually that I will publish after I put out this version, this updated version of the game, to show. So I'm not gonna explain a lot while doing this live stream. Oh well, maybe I'm explaining a little because I can't help it. But I'll basically just update all these things, so you will see me do the same over and over again. And there's no easy fix, I guess, for that. We don't have that many mortars that it makes sense to do some kind of scripting, upgraded, whatever thingy. So let's see here. So we have this one, and we better just test it afterward because I actually did a lot of them, all the 4-inch and the 3-inch, without actually testing it because I'm fairly sure it works. But maybe we should do that here. So let's see here. I'm just fixing colliders, simplifying colliders. You saw me deleting a lot of colliders in the beginning, and that helps a lot on the performance and actually make it work a lot better. Because the colliders are so much simpler. So we need to remove this one, move like that. So maybe I should, because I have actually updated a bunch of them. So let's just build this mod. Again, this is not my mod, it's Amnesty's mortar mod. I'm just helping him out updating these colliders. So yeah, it's 5 to 9 p.m. here. So yeah, it's the same. Prod for you is the same. Sullivan is okay, Sullivan, I guess you are from the States, I guess. How can you make mods? Actually, Super Sandwich, welcome by the way. No problem in hating scripting because you can actually make mods for Fireworks Mania without scripting at all. So what you can do is, I don't know if I have a link in my description on this live stream, but anyway, I can show you here. So basically just search for Fireworks Mania. No, actually, I just updated. I'll show you in another way. I'll just show you in another way because even better here. So Let me just switch to the beta because I need that to test it anyway. You don't have to do this, but in your case, Super, if you wanna, the easiest way is just you can Google Fireworks Mania modding or mod tools or whatever. But now I need to open the game anyway. But I actually added a link in the game so you can go directly to it. But I can show you another way also while it opens up. So Fireworks Mania modding, I guess. And then we have here, actually on my channel, if you go to my channel, you can go to the playlist and you can see a modding playlist here. And this one takes you through, maybe I should share links to this. And this one actually takes you through creating your first mod here, and then there's a lot of different things. Some of it you can skip if it's up, if you're starting out, you don't have to upgrade, of course. But then I go through a lot of things and you can watch these. And it also links in here, there's a link to where you get it, and it's also written a getting started thing. But recently I just added a button in here, so create mods here. Now I'm in the game here. Let me maybe let me do like, oops, borderless window, like that. So here in the game, I added a little button here. So when you click that, it opens up in Steam here. And then it actually opens up, now there's an ad of course, but it opens up that exact same playlist as you can see here, as I showed you before. So so that's also a way to get in. Let me go back to this one because then it's easier to go back and forth. Show this. Yes. Okay. So anyway, the point is super sandwich. If you want to make mods for Fireworks Mania, you don't have to script. You can do all of it without scripting. It's only if you want to do some custom extra stuff, but it's only Panini and Gonaku who does that. All others, like all Amnesty stuff, he doesn't script anything. Have you ever thought about hiring people to work for you to increase the production? Well, yes, I have, but first of all, the game doesn't make enough money to hold up, you know, a lot of people. It makes fine money for one person, but a lot of people, it doesn't make that much money that I can do that. I could do it for a period maybe, but actually the main reason for not hiring anybody to help is that I work as a developer, professional developer in my day job, and when you do that, you see that a lot of time is spent on, and I also tried it actually on other previous game projects. As soon as you add a second person or a third person, you end up spending so much time communicating, discussing, figuring out where you want to go, blah, 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 which in the end can be a good thing because, you know, sometimes 1 + 1 can get 3. But as this is something I do in my spare time, I need to be very efficient when I'm doing it. So during the day where I do the dishes, walk the dog and stuff like that, I think about what I need to do next and how I need to approach it and how I want to fix this and blah, 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 and what to do next and all that. So all that conversation goes on in my own head and sometimes also in the community, of course, in some cases. But then, so when I sit down to the computer and have like an hour, like now, 2 hours, I know what to do and I can do it. Adding more people just takes much more time, basically. So that's the short answer. Anyway, I don't know if this is fixed, but there's an issue with Fireworks Mania and small rack mod. If original shell directed fuse are inside the tube, only half get shut. Okay, I don't know, but as I said, I just updated. I don't know if you've sort of, and I can't remember if you've seen my latest streams, but I just posted actually also on Steam. We can just do that quickly here. on the developer news. I just posted here. Let me go here. So I just posted this, and I have just updated, actually because Amnesty was asking me to look into something with the angle mortars, because there was a performance issue, which turned out to not be a performance issue with the angle mortars, but a general mortar issue, which is what I fixed in the script now, and why I'm updating these mortars in Amnesty's pack as I'm doing now. Hello, Mauro, and there is Amnesty. Amnesty, I'm actually streaming, updating the mortars in your pack to help out. I was just sitting and doing, I think, okay, I could stream meanwhile. But anyway, so maybe Sullivan, that issue have been fixed in this updated version, but please report it back if it's still an issue after I push this version. And this will be, it will most likely end up being 7.1 or something like that. But the next update, basically, the mortars will be updated. The mortar script will be updated. So that's basically it. But I fixed, just to inform you, Amnesty, also, I fixed 1.75, all the 3-inch. I fixed all the 4-inch, and I fixed not all the 5-inch. Let me see. No, not all the 5-inch. But the single ones and the 3 shots I fixed. Okay, and I just built the mod because I haven't actually tested it for a while, so I just wanted to quickly test it to see everything was also okay. Oh, actually 6 people watching. That's more than I was expecting, because usually when I stream this late, it's not that many people. Talking about when you reload a blueprint with shell rack. Okay, but again, Sullivan, so is this something, Sullivan, you can reproduce? Is this something you can make happen every time? Like, could you make a simple blueprint with like only, I guess it's Amnesty's mortar mod you use? Can you do a blueprint where you, as simple as possible, have this issue, reproduce this issue? Oh, you're on your way home from work. So, and you're driving? You shouldn't be looking at a stream, but you can listen, of course. Okay, but anyway, first of all, let's just see some performance stuff. So you see here, like we have, for instance, the 3-inch 5 rack. So if I take this one now, and we see here, so we have 90 frames per second, and I just spam this one, you'll see it kind of stays up. Of course, it goes down a little while I spawn, but as soon as I stop and things are settling down, you see, like that, we are back to 90. So that's the new performance, like so. So let's see here. So if we do the same with one of the 5-shot racks that I haven't updated, and even though the size is bigger here, like the 5-inch, it's a 5-inch. It is not the size that matters, it's the amount of mortars, really. So if I do the same thing here, you see the difference? Okay, don't watch Amnesty, but we are at 6 FPS now when I'm spawning this 5-shot mortar rack, and you can also see how they are keep colliding into each other. They are stuck in each other. They are moving on their own, and all of this going on now just tanks the CPU. On the host in the multiplayer, it throws a lot of network, because everything that is moving here is being transferred over the network. So a lot of network traffic is going on that is not necessary. And you can see on my FPS here that for the host or single player, if you're playing single player, it just tanks the FPS. So now you know why we're doing this. Optimizing the mortar racks. Okay, so, but now let's test that they work. So I updated the 3-inch, so let's do 3, 5, 5. This one, the 10 shot. So even the 10 shot with a lot of them should still perform great. So I can spawn this, you see, a lot of them with 10 in each. And of course the FPS goes down while I spawn, but it settled down pretty quickly and now everything is standing still. So, big deal. I think my right mouse button is about to die. I almost can't click anything. Anyway, so that was all the 3-inch. Okay, we also have the single one and we have this one. Okay. So let's take some 3. It doesn't really matter what shell we put in here, but I'm just basically testing that it's still working as it should. No. And there is one problem, but I noted that. I think I just wanna see if that's still a problem. So let's see, connection-wise here. So can I connect? Okay. So this is why the collider is needed on each individual one, because if I need to connect this one to the middle one here, I can do that. And that's why the collider is important for all the individual mortar tubes. Anyway, so let's just do something like this. Oh, see here, there's a problem, and that's a few thing. And I noted that because now you can see on these ones I can just click them somewhere. I don't have to click the little yellow one. I can just click on the tube itself, and then it will connect. But for the single ones, I can't. But I think it's something with it's most likely also because let me just see something. So the single ones here, did I remove that? Yeah, okay. But okay, I know how to fix that. It doesn't have to. Okay, yeah, I will fix that in the game. It shouldn't matter if you put it on one of the other one. It should still work. Anyway, so everything is hooked up now. No errors or anything. We can try and save it, by the way. Let's see. And we can load it up again. Also test Sullivan thing here. Let's see. Things seem to be connected as it should. One of the other things, the new one, I don't know if you've seen this, but in the new mortar thing, instead of when you want to put something into another mortar, you have to load in a shell first so you can drop things on top of it. But now that it's loaded, you can see the little fuse coming out there. I can drop other things into it. I cannot put two, maybe this one, let's see. No, that's too, it's too big. But smaller things you can put in. Maybe can this one fit in? Nope. Too big too. Firecrackers, we can have some of these small ones. Yep. So we can put in some small firecrackers. And let me just briefly disconnect this one so we can... Yeah, so this is also a new thing and an optimized thing, because now I actually have like, I don't know how much I put in, like 10, 15 things, and I can still move it around. Now I can still move it around without any performance or whatever. Only downside is that I cannot see stuff inside it. I can only see the original shell. The other things are actually hidden. I don't know if at some point I could do something so it's visually you can see it. But anyway, you should see it when I shoot it off here. You should see that all these things are coming out again. Some shells. Yeah, okay, the small firecrackers, you cannot see them. But anyway. So let's see if everything works. Just a second. Anyway, sorry. Back again. So we didn't actually see it was working, so let's do it again. I can just load it up because I luckily saved it. And I'm also totally behind on this, on the chat here. Modern performance. I really noticed how easy it is to move the mortars rack around now. Yeah, much easier now. Don't get stuck underground each other like they used to. It used to almost feel magnetic. Yeah, and the reason Amnesty is saying that is because he's part of the closed private beta, so he actually tried the same version as I have here. But soon I will put it on the experimental, so you guys can test it out too, and then we can get it out. I just need to update all these mortars first. So let's see if everything is working. It looks fine. In relation to shooting things off and stuff like that, there's no performance change. It's the loading of stuff and the moving around and spawning and physics stuff on the mortar themselves, not on this part. I just wanted to make sure that everything was still working, and it seems like it. So that's perfect. Great. So that was the what was that? 3-inch, 4-inch. I'm not gonna test everything because I'm pretty sure it works. I just need to move on with stuff. Let's put in some stuff here. Oops. And that little boop sound, I don't know if I don't want to have that. It's kind of annoying. But the idea was to indicate that something was not right. But it, yeah. I don't know. It's not, I'm not super happy about it. Anyway, there are some issues, but that's not, it's some standard stuff. Okay, here's an issue. Generate object name with interesting. Okay, I don't know what that is. Anyway, it seems to be working. So I'll just continue because that was actually what I should be doing now, so I could finish off all these mortars here. So let's see, we have the 5-inch, we have this one, we have this one, yellow, we have the 3-shot, and the yellow 3-shot, we missed that one. So let's start out by deleting the colliders. Let's move up these, and let's make 8. And take these and this one. Bodum rack colliders, we can remove these and this. And we move this up to give the top part here some physics so that if it tips over, it will collide slightly more in, you know, it starts here instead of out here. And then we do like this. So now we actually put in colliders for 2 colliders instead of 4 to have the physics of this one work. So that's good. This one, and here we can remove this box too. Good. 3, 3, 3. 5 shot, and here comes the 5 shot. Okay, so here's the 5 shot. So here you can see all the colliders here. Everything here. So all these colliders are being removed now, which is good. And then we can take all these top ones here. Move them up a bit, and then we say something like that. And we do like this. Whoops. This one. Mass editing. Perfect. And when we get up to this one where a lot of them are going on, we can also copy this setting. So let me take this one, and then I copy this component. Then I can select all of them, and then I can say paste values, and then they all end up, you see, they all get the same. So they jump down, and that can be nice when we have, like, when we start to get to the 10 racks. It's easier to do it this way. Copy that. So like that, and then we remove this collider for the box. These are the physics colliders that make sure that the rack box here itself behave as expected. You know, if it tips over, it lands on its side and doesn't fall through the ground and everything. But and that's because they're not set as triggers. So these are actually working as physics, as part of the physics engine, basically. So now we told it that this is the physical shape of this object here. So like that, and then we go up here, and then we don't need this box anymore. Fine. So that was the 5-shot, 5-inch, 5-shot black, this one, and then we do the orange one. All these colliders, bye bye. All prefabs. Then we move it up a bit, and then we change it to 8. And then we take this one and we copy component. Then we take this one and then we paste it in as the value, so they all go down like that. Boom. Then we have the rack colliders. So you can see how this gets a little repetitive. But as you can also see, Amnesty, if you are holding at a red light, it's actually pretty easy. It's just a little boring to do over again, but it's pretty easy, and it's something I have to do once, you know, for each of them, so it's not a problem. Because the benefit is that a lot of people can play around with these now with better performance. And not that weird behavior where things are sticking in, like, yeah, magnets. Red Rum, hello. Hello. And Keltosize here. Sullivan, my favorite cake are now in Fireworks Mania. I definitely help Bills shot damage unit 5-1. Oh, cool. How are we doing in this hot weather? Yeah, it's crazy. Tomorrow we get 35 degrees. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit for people overseas, but it's hot. It's very hot. Okay, so colliders there, colliders, blah blah blah. Yes, boom. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. Today was 27 degrees in my office here, and that was with the windows open and the door open, so the wind was blowing. It was crazy. Yeah, I don't know that crown thing. I can't see it here in my restream thingy, but on YouTube, what is that crown thing? Ah, it's okay. So YouTube did some XP stuff. See here. So here I click. So here. So when you are watching the live stream on phone or on the web, let me see here, it also shows up like this. So when you click it, when I click it at least, I get in here so I can see. But how do you get XP? Is it from writing or from watching? Maybe if I click, I know. A place for fans to stand out in community. Top 3 get special badges. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. Ah, okay, that's pretty nice actually. How do you get on the leaderboard? You need to collect experience point or XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages, send super chat or super stickers. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I've never seen that before, actually. Hello, Demps. Hello, Berto. Yeah, so it is writing. Forget that super chat and all that, but it's chat messages basically. And there we have Berto. With a super chat, somebody wants to be number 1. What did you get? Okay. Yeah, okay. So that gets you in the first place. You can see here. It looks like you got 100 XP for that one. But when does it update? Because you guys have, you had 75 before, and you're still chatting, and it's not going up. I don't know. Anyway, you'll figure that one out. Thank you, Berto. Thank you for the support. Let me just okay, cool, did one. Okay, so 5-shot orange. Again, I'm not taking credit for this because this is Amnesty's mod, so he made the model. I'm just helping out, updating the mortars. So they perform better in this new version of the mortars. And I was just sitting and doing it, and I was thinking, well, I might as well just stream a bit. Oh, can we maybe? Do I still have this one? Oh, nice. Colliders. Okay, that sounds like another song. It should be some royalty-free music for streaming from Stream Beats, but these notes sounds like another song. I don't know which one, but it sounds familiar. Anyway, yeah, 100 XP from Super Chat. Pay to win, exactly. I guess they looked at Twitch, I guess. Okay, so that was actually all the 5-inch mortars, I think. Okay, cool. So let me just check that in because I did that. So I did, yeah, okay, so that's all the 5-inch. So updated, optimized, all 5-inch mortars. Boom. So that was it. That was the last one. Yep. And then we just start over from the 6-inch. And here we just take all these colliders because that's what we want to remove. And then we have the base collider, which I'm making a bit wider. I'm pretty sure, Amnesty, you made it a little smaller because it was enough to make it stand, but I think now that I removed the colliders to make the round shape, I think these bottom ones have to be a little wider to be able to stand. I haven't actually tested. I just, I'm just guessing. So I'm just making all of them a bit bigger. So let's see, is that the 9 maybe? 0.1, 0.1 I think. And I'm also, I don't know if you're looking, Amnesty, but this top one, it used to be level with the entrance to the mortar, but in the new one it feels a bit better if this is moved a bit up, like this. Just a little side note. and we can remove this one, and we can go up here, and we have this one, and then this one need to be a collider. Yep. Yeah, okay, we have to take this down here. Yeah, so in this case, we have this capsule collider, and I just removed the trigger here because now we want to use this for the physics part of it, so that when it tips over, it actually land on the side, where before we were using like, was it 8 or something like that? 8 box colliders to get that round shape. Now it's just like that. By the way, what do you think about the stop killing games movement? I've actually only seen something about it from Pirate Software. But now it seems like the internet seems like everything he says is just bad. I haven't followed along. I just saw it by coincidence the other day, but I only heard it from him. It's the part where there should be some regulations so big companies cannot make games that you can buy and then they can later down the road shut down the services and you can't play anymore, even though it's a single player game or something like that. Isn't it something like that? I don't know. I think I can see it from both sides, basically. I understand, as a player, you buy a game, and of course you buy that, and then you play that. If it's a pure single player game, of course it should work without the services beneath it. But it's not always as simple as that, I guess. Because even though it's a single player game, then it might be depending on some backend services. But that is of course what this is about. That shouldn't be. It should be required to work without, I guess. Because if it's a big online game and they decide to close down the service, well, then it closed down. But you can argue that it's a bad move because you paid for the game and you want to keep playing, but they don't want to keep it up. I don't know. Maybe then the regulation should be that they should give out the server software so the community could run it. Because in that case, if they are closing it down, it must, I guess it's because they are not making any money off it. Anyway, it's hard. It's cost them more money to keep up than they earn on it. So it's a bad business. And in that case, I don't know why they shouldn't be able to handle out the server files. But of course, there could be stuff in that they are basing their next game on, and they don't want to, send out that stuff, and they put a lot of money in that. So they might want to use it on something else. Hello, Annie. Thank you for the following. I don't know. I'm not so much into all political stuff like that. I just focus on... I have enough just trying to make a good game, basically. And right now, just trying to make more tasks that perform well. That's my main concern right now. And trying to keep remembering what I'm trying to do here. So that's this one. Yep, base collider. We forgot that one. Oh, didn't I forget the base collider and the other one? Let's see. That was the section. Base collider. Okay, we fixed that. And the other one. Okay. So that's also fine. Boom. Boom. Hello, Annie. Oh. Annie, I don't have time to type, sadly. So I don't know if it's a bot. I guess it's a bot. It was there last time too with the exact same message. So, but if anybody wanna just reply, I'm streaming development of Fireworks Mania or something like that, then that's it. And he needs to get new headphones. So that's up with this one. Boom, boom, boom. So we go down here. And then we go up here, move this, and then we go here, and we do this. Around 15-20 minutes, then I'm out. Then it's family time, movie time, because they all have vacation except me. Okay, so let's see here. So this, yes, perfect. So section 3 shot black. So section 3 shot black, this one. Then we just take this one too. I don't know if it's a weird anything. It was the exact same message last time, and it's a weird message to join a stream and then ask the streamer to type in whatever they're saying and doing. Or is it just me? It's kind of weird, right? I'm doing something other than typing. Oh, so you are actually real. Okay, of course you can't hear me, but anyway. So here you can say these mortars are so, this rack here, the space between them are pretty big. So in real life, you could put things between here. But again, that's the type of realism that we have to sacrifice for performance. It will just, collide as a box. And for 99% of the cases, it's fine and nobody will care. But they do care when they lose FPS. So we have these ones and we have the colliders there. And we move these up, so that's fine. Perfect. Boom. 6-inch. This one, and this one. Then we just go again. So again, as you can see, pretty easy to fix, but boring. So that was what I was thinking. Let me do a live stream so you guys can watch me do some boring stuff. So anybody have a question while I'm doing this anyway that I can answer? Just to make the stream somewhat interesting. But sometimes it can also just be, chilling, just watching a dude doing the same thing over and over again in Unity. Oh, so now we are at the 5 ones. So if I take this one and I do this, and then I do like that, copy component, and then we can just do doop doop, and then values, boom. And then we take all the top parts. Again, this is the one that is detecting, and now we should go to 1.2, 1.1 maybe, 1.1. And this is the trigger to know when something is being moved into the mortar. I'm doing a fireworks show in front of this week. Oh, so like a real world fireworks show. Crazy. So you didn't read the warning at the beginning of the game? Don't do this in real life. I'm pretty sure you know what you're doing. I'm not doing any real world fireworks displays, that's for sure. And by the way, talking about fireworks shows, I don't know why, but hello Pyro Racing Man. By the way, Berto, have you also noticed that people this year is freaking firing fireworks off all the time? It's like all the students, it seems like it's all the places that they have this students thing when they're graduating. They are driving around in a van to all the people from the class, and that's what they do every year when they graduate. But this year is like everybody's firing off fireworks, and it's like 2 in the afternoon. So it's like super sunny, blue sky, and then somebody's firing off fireworks. It's so freaking weird. You can't see it anyway, Our dog don't care about it because, he grew up sleeping next to the subwoofer while I was doing this game, so he's kind of used to fireworks. But a lot of animals don't like it. So it's super weird. It's a Copenhagen thing. Okay, apparently. But it's weird because it's not just once, It happened like 5-8 times or something like that within the last week. And normally this time of year in Denmark, there's no fireworks because it's, it's not allowed. So it's really odd. 5 shot. You get so blind when you're looking at this because it all looks the same. Black. So that one is done, and then this one. I can luckily see the ones with all the colliders. That's the one I have to fix, but it's... Whew. Values down. So maybe it's a Copenhagen thing, yeah, maybe. It gets mad, okay. Our dog don't really care. But there are a lot of other dogs on the road that don't like it. So they, panic completely when it's all of a sudden just things starts exploding. And we were watching a video the other day at night, I don't know, 10 o'clock or something like that. 11 o'clock maybe, it was dark. And somebody was firing off, which makes more sense because it's dark so you can see it. But it was freaking annoying because we almost couldn't hear the movie. So it was kind of annoying. And it kept going for like 10 minutes or something like that. So it was really annoying. Okay, so this and this. Because in Denmark we don't have, if there is anybody from the States, there was, Amnesty, Sullivan, was it Sullivan? Yeah, Sullivan. We don't have 4th of July here. So we don't fire fireworks in the summer. Okay, like that. Hello, jump box. Let me see. Orange, yellow. Okay, so we missed the yellow one. So Amnesty is saying, if you think this is bad, making them was 10 times more. Like, yeah, I can imagine. It's when you have so many things that is almost the same, but not the same, and it's good you got your naming. You got a good name convention going, Amnesty. Even though it's hard to see, you can actually see it if you just stop up and read it. You can actually see it, which is good. But it is really confusing. Luckily, I can look for the colliders and see what I have fixed and what I haven't fixed. So that's also why I become a little silent from time to time, because I need to concentrate. So I don't forget anything. So that's this, and then we need to go in here. If you think I love your game, and Mortars and Shells are a very good idea. Yeah, Mortars and Shells has actually been in the game natively since multiplayer, I guess, since January or December actually last year. But recently I actually, due to a question from Amnesty, I discovered a fairly big performance issue, at least a thing I could improve with the Mortars. So I changed some stuff in the game for the script for the Mortars, and now I'm just helping out Amnesty update the Mortar in his mod here, so we can get them with this new and better performing setup. It's basically the same as you can see. I'm just removing a lot of colliders and placing stuff a bit different, and then it works a lot better. Optimized all, what is that? 6-inch mortars. Boom. Boom. Oh, by the way, maybe I should update them now that I have you here more, Amnesty. The other ones you said, there was these other two. They were in the Shell Collection 3. So this one, okay, so these two here, right, Amnesty? Let's fix them too, by the way. So here we have again all these. So these colliders. Who have? Where's the bottom collider? Oh, that's in the top one maybe. Okay, so all of these can actually go. Boom, and then we can go on the top one, and then we can take this box collider. That's fine. It's still a collider there. Yep. And this capture collider should not be a. That should not be a trigger. It should be a actual collider. And this one we can remove this from, and then we can move this one up a tiny bit, and then we can scale it up a bit to like something like this. Maybe this. I'm just fixing these two special ones here, Amnesty. So these two are colliders, that's perfect, boom. So we can test them maybe, yeah, I can just quickly fix these and then we can test them, and then that's it for today. And then we have this one, and we have this one. Here, doop. This one is fine, collider, yes. This one, we don't need it. This one, blah blah. Here, and we were going to 40, boom, like that. So like that. So these should be fixed too. Okay. So let me just check in here. Optimize spatial 1.75 inch mortars in shell collection 3. Like that. Boom. Okay. And then it's just like so cool. Fake the zoom was that's boom. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so we need to start on the 8 ones now. Yeah, okay, okay, we don't... okay, I cannot do that because I have to go in a moment. So let's just quickly build this and then let me quickly test it. And then I will close down this and I will open up the game here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So let's just, now I'm building the mod. I'll just quickly test it. All the mortars up to and including 6 inch should work and perform better. So remember before when we were, oh, okay, I need to wait until it's built. So before when we were testing, so before when we were testing the what? The 6 or the 5? I can't remember, but we can try these again. I think it was 5 or 6 inch. So if we spawn or spam spawn a lot of these racks, we should see a very little drop in FPS, just to prove that it actually works. So now it's done, and we can also see it in here in the console. We can see that it says, let me reach. Of course, we have all these errors because we are using an old mod.io thingy, but we can see detect mod file change, reload mod on next map load, blah, 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 Amnesty's mortar collection mod. So that is the way you can see if a mod is has been updated actually. So let's see. So all the custom well, actually all the mortars up to and including the 6 inch should work now. So if I go over here, and before I think we were having the 5 inch. Let's try this. Oops. Of course, they take up more room because they're bigger. So you see, they kind of settle down pretty quickly. Take the 6 inch ones here. Yeah, so that also works fine. See, they settle down fairly quickly and sleep. Perfect. And we take the 8 ones, which we haven't updated, and let's see how they perform. Yeah, you see the point. You see? This is what we don't want. And that is what simplifying the collider does. Of course, it's not that detailed and everything, but it works a lot better. So if we take this one here and then that was a 6, right? Yeah. And let's do some 6 shells. Boom. Works. So these are actually big enough to, let's see if we can put some smoke balls into these. Okay. Okay, so you can see it actually goes to the one to the side, and I think it's because maybe these top colliders, we saw the round ones that I moved up and made a little bigger on all of them. Maybe I made them a bit too big. I might need to make them a little smaller because you can see it kind of detects in the wrong one. it moved back and forth. So anyway, now we put a lot of smoke in here. Can we put, we can also put props, can we? Yeah. Even though they are scaled down to be small, the light is still showing. At least on the host here. So that looks a bit weird. But I can still move it around with no problem and everything. Let's see how it looks. Okay. Oh, there's the smoke. Awesome. Anyway, hello Kenza. I'm actually stopping in a moment because it's family time. I was just testing. So now everything up to and including the 6-inch is working. Oh, we need to test these ones because I also fixed them. So they should also be able to stand. Yeah, okay. Oh, see, that's weird. Okay, maybe the capture collider is a little too far down on this one. So let's take some of the small ones here, put it in. Good. Looks like it's working perfectly. Boom, boom, boom. So let's see. Yep. Actually, something I haven't tested. Let me just load up. Okay. Because I recently made a change, so when you are close to fuses, you will see them as I am here. If you're holding the fuse connection tool, you will always see them no matter how far you are. But if you don't have it, like you just have the hand or this one, they should disappear. You see, they go away when you get far away, for performance and for not cluttering up the screen. But what happens if they're actually going? I haven't actually tested that. Yeah, okay, so it works. You can still see the end of the fuse burning there, but the actual fuse, the green one, is gone. Okay, perfect. And no errors. This get a lot of this. Might have to figure set scale. Okay, I might have to look into why this is happening so much. It's most likely when I'm putting stuff into the mortar, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, so I joined the best part grade. Yeah, you joined the testing part. Yeah, not all the boring stuff. But anyway, now I updated Amnesty's mods all the way up to and including 6-inch mortars. So I'm missing all the 8 ones, 10 and 12, but they are pretty easy because there's not a lot, but I just have to go now. So but it should be very fast to do, so that's pretty cool. Then I updated all Amnesty's mortars so they are ready for when we are ready with the actual update of the game, but it is soon ready. I have a few different smaller things I need to fix, but it should be okay to soon at least put it on experimental, so people can help out testing it, so we can get it out as soon, because it's actually very soon, the 4th of July. People tend to play around with fireworks around that time. But it's also a little dangerous to send out a new version like that just around 4 years, but yeah, it's not that big of a change to the game as a whole anyway, so it should be fine. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for staying by. It was actually a lot more people than I was expecting, because there used to be only like 2 people, 3 people when it's this late. But good, we have so many dedicated players. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Stream ending. There it is. See you.